Over the last week I have been in sunny Barbados. I was there on a press trip as part of the new safety measures that are taking place in Barbados and on the inaugural Heathrow to Barbados flight. So before we could go on the trip we had to get a COVID test, and we had to do that 72 hours before we landed in Barbados, and then once we got our negative form we were good to go. Got on the flight, it was all pretty standard as it is today, masks on at all time. They handed out sanitizing packs, it was all lovely. When we arrived in Barbados they took our COVID test off us. They gave us a quarantine ban, so everybody knew that we had to self-isolate whilst we were on the island, and then we had to self-isolate for about 2 to 3 days, and we then got another COVID test in the hotel, and when that test came back negative we were then free to explore the island.
We got to stay in a very special hotel. I would describe it as a boutique hotel called Cobblers Cove on the west coast. It has about 42 rooms, so it's quite small and homely. Family run, and you can tell. The family are always around, the staff are treated like family members. They can't do enough for you. You're like a personal guest of the families, not just a client. There are beautiful lush gardens. It didn't feel overcrowded. It felt very relaxing, very homely, stunning decor, beautiful setting, lovely people.
While on the island we've done several different sightseeing activities. Personally my favourite was the Bayesian bus. It was fantastic. The mood was good and the music was fantastic, and we had a really fantastic tour guide, Don Lisa. She's so vibrant and so colourful and full of knowledge, so it was really interesting to be in a situation where you were seeing all these different sites and being told the history of what the island has to offer. Going through the different parishes was so interesting to see how they changed as you went through them. It was a great experience to be able to do that. We did the Mount Gay rum distillery. That was really fantastic experience as well. We got to meet Chester, who was the brand ambassador. He is very charismatic and very outgoing, and it was lovely to see his passion and for the rum, and you could see that he loves it and he loves his job, and it shows off, definitely. It was fantastic.
Bridgetown was great. We got a historic tour of the city centre. We learned all about the slave route and the sugar and the whole history of the buildings as well, which was absolutely fascinating. Obviously, I would say make a very informed decision. Read all the government website information, which is there, and it says on the website itself, it's there to help you make an informed decision about whether you're going to travel or not.
There's a big culture of hiring a boat, taking it out on the sea, having some drinks and doing some great fun water sports. We got to use a sea bob, I think it was called, and do something called power surfing, which was pretty fun. And it's been, you go out and you spend the whole day, and quite often there are sunsets. You get a beautiful sunset, you eat on the boat. That was really, really special. And I mean, the waters here are picture postcard, crystal clear blue waters, and they are really quite something. And it's very different from any experience you could really have in many other bits of the world.
It was lovely to go out and see what it is and experience it for myself. Something I've always wanted to do was swim with the turtles, and that is something that we got to do. So that was a really fantastic experience. That's something that I'll take with me, and it's always on the bucket list, I think. So that was so exciting that we got to do that. One other thing I loved that we were able to do was sample local cuisine. I'm quite fussy in choosing my food, so it was very interesting to put myself in a situation where I wanted to try different things, and the food was absolutely fantastic.
Inland we went to this wonderful place where they're bringing back the old forest and the indigenous plants and trees, and we planted our own trees there, and that was a really fabulous thing to do, and made me want to say, oh, I'll be back someday to see how high it is now.
If a friend asked me whether or not to go to Barbados, I'd say definitely 100%. It's safe, it's easy to do, it's absolutely beautiful. You feel comfortable, safe, and it's just a stunning island and a fabulous time.
If you want a nice stay in Barbados, come to Cobblers Cove Hotel. It's wonderful here. The weather's good, the people is fantastic, and the food is off the chain. Cobblers Cove Hotel, Barbados West Coast. Love you all. From Barbados to England. You're sending big love.
Video picture.
Yeah, man.